Hello and welcome back to the show. My name is Brian and you're watching Game Brigade. And on this show, we do reviews, previews, and playthroughs of your favorite games. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Today in the show, we're going to be taking a look at Veiled Fate. This is a game that I was pretty excited about reviewing. I just got Moonrakers, which is also made by IV Studios. So I was pretty stoked on learning about this game and featuring it for you guys on the channel. If you are new to the show, we have a giveaway still going on right now for the $99 pledge level for Oathsworn. So to get involved in that, click on the video link up here to learn more about how to enter, and we'll have more information at the end of the video. Let's get on to the campaign. Okay, Veiled Fate, we're currently on day 12 as the time of this recording, and we're at 457,000 with 4,584 backers. So we're gonna click on the video here, react to it if it's a good video, and we'll see you here in a second. I love the color design. I love the asymmetrical looks here. This coin is cool. All right, I'm excited.
Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for taking...
We're not going to sit here and watch these guys talk. Well, the 15 seconds was a good little video. Kind of gets you a little bit of idea of what the gameplay artistically looks like. Obviously, shows you nothing about the gameplay, which is unfortunate because I really like reacting to the videos when they're good, but let's move on. So first off, I love the art direction. Usually the art direction of IV Studios has been pretty on point, and their quality of their components has been pretty good. There, with some minor exceptions, which we can talk about later. This is actually their second game they've done. Their first game being Moonrakers, which I just did an unboxing. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'll have a video link for my unboxing there, so you can get an idea of the quality of the components that'll be included in your game. But this is the Moonrakers game. This is their second option now with Veiled Fate. So we're going to go down and talk about the gameplay, what I like about it, and then we'll go into the pledge levels and kind of discuss after that what I think about this game, whether it's worth backing or worth waiting on. So what is this game? What is Veiled Fate? So Veiled Fate is a hidden influence game with strategic elements. Effectively, what's going to be happening is you have these 9 demigods, and they're going to be shuffled up, and each player is going to be given a hidden character. This is going to be referencing who you want to win the game, to who you want to become the most influential demigod. To do that, you're going to be having to send your demigod on quests. You're going to have to be completing to get positive influence. But you have to do it in a way that doesn't show other players in the game who you are, because as soon as someone has a sneaking suspicion of who you are, they're going to make sure that they go out of their way to make sure you don't get any points. So you're going to have to, maybe let's say, for example, we're this red person. We might have to give green some points. We might have to give blue some points, then give red some points. That way, we're not, totally sure in who we are. If you continually give one character points, it's going to be obvious that that's who you're targeting that person to do well, and people might shove you down. And that might be a strategy. That's why I kind of like these hidden influence games. There's so much developing movement in this game, and which I really like in terms of the way this has been developed. So we're going to scroll down here. They have some quotes here. I like Becca Scott. Really like Becca Scott's channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Becca Scott's Good Time Society, please go check her out. Very, very good person. Really makes high quality content. But they have some stuff here for you to check out if you'd like. So we've already kind of talked about the gameplay. We're not going to be looking at that. I want to get down to the pledge levels. And actually, let's talk about what's in the box, because this will be important when it comes to the pledge levels. So the core box is going to be $65, and this is everything that's going to be included in that core box. You're going to have 9 demigod standees. You're going to have 18 demigod cards. You have 96 fake cards. These fake cards are what you're going to use to vote either positively or negatively, like a yay or nay, in terms of how are you going to influence the rest of the game. So you're going to have 96 of these. You're going to have age cards and city cards. These cards are revealed at the beginning of each phase. There are 3 phases in this game. And so these will be determining like how the game will be played, any special rules that might be impacted. And the city cards, as heroes, as your demigods return to the city, this will trigger going down the track. And every time something is covered, then that gives you a reward. The God Power here reference cards. This is the God Powers This game is very specific on how the movement and how the rules are set for how characters can go on quests, can go through movement. And the god powers allow the players to break those rules and to change how the game can be played and change the dynamics of the system. So these are expensive because you have to discard fake cards to activate these powers, but they will break the rules in a sense of if you have a character that can't go on a location because of their clan alignment, a god power could change that and allow that player to go there. You'll have these modular quest region piece boards that click on the side here of the city board, but they're not modular in the sense that you cannot change the location. So they're always going to go in the same order. You just have to click them in the correct spots. First player token, a fate metal coin. The metal coin will be flipped in the events of ties, or sometimes there's a result if you vote for the result. And then depending on what result appears will determine the fate. The 9 score tracker pawns, I'm glad that they've upgraded these to something a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. In the preview videos, they have like little sari pawns, like classic little sari meeples as the player tokens, which were fine. But I like that they have some upgraded tokens here. City tracker, this goes on the city cards to move it along. You have quest cards, these are what we're referring to. So when you're voting here with these fake cards, you'll be voting for either this effect or this effect. And so when you have your demigods on these middle circles, whatever vote occurs, either this or this will happen. And if there's a tie, then that's what the metal coin is for. A rule book and then a games tray insert. I will say with my Moonrakers game, the insert is amazing. So I really appreciated after I unboxed it and I started putting everything back. So I really appreciated when I did the unboxing for Moonrakers that the game tray that came with the game was very easy to understand, easy to put things back, and made it so everything fit in the box cleanly, even with sleeves. So I really like that with this one. We're not going to go into that, but the game tray, I do appreciate, and that part of that reason why the price of the pledge level is higher than what I think it should be isn't part of the game tray's part of that build. So if we go down here now to the pledge levels, we can really talk about what do I think about this game. If one other thing before we get to that part though, I do think if you are truly on the fence of backing this game, I highly recommend watching this Rado's Veiled the run through, as well as Becca Scott's The Good Time Society. These two videos will give you a very good understanding of how this game works and how it plays. And if you're short on time, The Good Time Society is a much shorter but still as good of a playthrough video. And then if you want to see the game actually played, I'd recommend this game played through Good Time Society as well. Very highly recommended that channel. Okay, so let's get down to the pledge levels right here. Okay, pledge levels. There are 3 pledge levels that we're going to be looking at. They are very vastly different in terms of what you're getting, in terms of the total cost. And so you're going to have to make a decision on your own whether this is going to be worth it to you to back. And I can give you my opinion if I think it's worth it. But again, in the end of the day, it is your choice on these decisions. So the base pledge is $65. You have to include, so I've mentioned this before in the video, I'm US based, so I make all my decisions in terms of the financial basis of this game on US shipping prices. The shipping price for this is $15. So we have to consider that when we're talking about the base price of $65. We're going to have to add on that $15 shipping cost, okay? So what does the base tier get us? Well, everything I already mentioned above that's in the box. This is the base version, the standee version of the game. To me, I think the standee version is probably fine as is. It's enjoyable. You're going to get a great experience. I am a little concerned at $80 for the components that we're getting in this game. You're paying a lot for a cardboard board and some cards. There's a coin that doesn't cost much for the developers. So the total cost is higher than I'd like to see. And it kind of stinks because I am really intrigued in this game. I would love to play this game and get it to the table. But $65 is high. And personally, I would be stuck between backing the $65 and this $85 one. But let's talk about the $85 one, because this is additional $100 now when we're including our shipping. But they call this the Kickstarter exclusive tier. I'm actually going to call this the Kickstarter FOMO tier, because I think that's kind of what it is. With this one, you're going to get the miniatures. We know that on Kickstarter, miniatures are king. If you have miniatures, you do well. People generally like miniatures. I personally think in this game, the standees and the miniatures, I could do either without. But the Kickstarter exclusive tier does have the Kickstarter exclusive box, which will be in a higher demand for resale value and just in terms of collector's pieces by having this exclusive box. You're also going to be getting 6 Kickstarter exclusive Age cards and Kickstarter exclusive City cards. That is the FOMO aspect here. Here you are going to be hit with the decision of, well, if I don't back the $85 one, I'm not going to be able to get those exclusive cards. But I could pay, a couple more, $15 more or $20 more, and I can get everything I need. And so I guess that's worth it. You start justifying the cost. And again, we're only adding a few miniatures here and a couple of more pieces of cardboard or cards. It's not a lot, but they're sure adding a lot in terms of the expense. This is going to be high. The $100 for this whole package with including shipping is expensive for this. When we come down to the 145 Make It Metal pledge, I opted against the metal. You can't see the Moonrakers. This is right there. I opted against the Moonrakers metal ship add-on because it was like $30 or $40. And I was like, this is outrageous. And they're doing it again here. They're showing their metal pieces. They're showing it off. For $145 for metal miniatures, I don't see it. Now, will this hold its value? I think because of the exclusivity of this, because of how rare it's going to be comparatively to the retail standard box version, this probably will hold its value, if not drop a little bit. But I am not one to be willing to put $145 into this pledge level to risk losing it if this game is not for my group. If I get this to the table and it just isn't what we thought it was going to be, and you're sitting here with a very heavy blinged out copy that is overly costed as it is, would be pretty upsetting. And if reviews come in and this game is not as good as it was, or if people are more content with the plastic minis or even the retail version, I could see a world where this could lose you some money in the long run. So I caution you, if you are a collector, fine, you can go with it. If you are someone who thinks that this type of gameplay is great for you, I think it could be a safe back. But I think that this one, and that's why I recommended watching, say, Good Time Society, to get an idea of this. Does this fit in my play group in terms of, am I going to enjoy this game? In fact, when I looked at the pledge levels here, you can see how many people have backed each one. The one that I would probably back, if I was to back this game, would be this $85 one, because I am a sucker for FOMO. As much as I talk about FOMO and how to resist FOMO, I still get bit into it, and I would love this box. I think okay, both boxes look really cool, but I'm a sucker for exclusive boxes. So the $85 one is the one that I would probably back myself. It's not the one I would recommend for you to back. If I were to back this game, I still think the $65 one is totally fine. But if we look at this one, we have 2,921 backers on the exclusive mini version. We only have 386 on the $65 one, the one that I think is probably the safest back. Whoops, I don't want to back this, no. And then come on down here. The one that I'm not sure on has 1,071 backers. That's mind-boggling to me. How many people are backing this $145 pledge level? I would like to know for you guys, question of the day, is it worth it? Do you think it's worth it? Is $145 for metal miniatures worth it for you on a game that is not proven yet from a studio that only has 2 Kickstarters to their name at the time? I'd like to know. So if we scroll on down, they talk about the campaign benefits. Why do you want to back now? We already know you're going to receive it first. That's part of getting a Kickstarter. They're talking about the exclusive version and the influence on that, and that these items will not be sold after the Kickstarter is done. So if you do want these exclusive items, you're going to have to buy them here. It's a compelling argument. It's one of the reasons I got into Kickstarter. And in fact, we have a video talking about that coming shortly. So let's talk about add-ons. So let's say we did take the $65. I'm not going to scroll too far up. I'm going to get lost. Let's say you did take the $65 pledge. Well, what could we do if we wanted to add on more? And this is why I don't think it's worth it. Okay, for $20, we can add on the miniatures. What's the point? Why? When I could just get this and get everything else. I don't know. Maybe you want extra miniatures. I don't know. I don't get the point of this add-on. They have contrast paint if you want to paint your miniatures, if you want them to paint them for you. You can literally buy wash at any type of game store. Support your local game store. Support local if you can. You can buy a wash, and you can wash these, and it will cost you $3 to do the whole set. But then you're going to have wash for a lot more miniatures after that as well. So I highly suggest Sundrop with Awakened Realms has opened up this new realm of what washes on miniatures look like to a larger brand of people who don't paint. And I think Sundrop looks better, but I think a lot of companies are like, oh man, we can just do a wash on our minis and people are going to pay more for it. I think that's what we have going on here. Extra fake coin. Yeah, $5 is pretty high. And then sleeves. I actually bought the sleeves from Moonraker. I don't recommend normally buying sleeves for games, but because of this game has 3 different sizes of sleeves, this might be one that I would actually recommend buying sleeves for if you are a person who likes to sleeve their game and to keep them protected, because there are going to be a lot of shuffling between, especially this card here. So then you can make it metal. They have metal add-ons if you want to get everything metalized. Again, I would not recommend buying any of this. And to not stop here, I thought this would be the end. They actually have 3 more optional buys that are kind of surprising to me. They've got a screen printed poster, which is cool. I don't know if it's $40 cool, but I'd buy this if it was like $10. And then same thing here. They have another poster. Again, cool. I love the art. I love the design. This art to me is really cool. I love that you see it looks like they're just on a cliff face, but then you got this monster coming over. You don't know what it is. I like that kind of design. This would be really cool in my game room, my media room. Even this one, the movie poster design, I really like the idea of it. But $40, yes, you get free shipping, but man, it's expensive. And to get this framed properly for the cost of it, that's gonna be another $130 depending on your framer. So I'm not into that. Down further, they actually are enabling the option to getting Moonrakers in your pledge. So if you want to add on Moonrakers, if you watched my unboxing video and you're like, hey, I kind of like that game, I want to check it out. Well, here's an opportunity for you to get Moonrakers, which is a Kickstarter exclusive item. I think it's great that they're offering this again, because Moonrakers, again, also another very expensive deck builder for what you're getting, has very high ratings. I haven't played it yet. I'm trying to get up a play group right now to play that game, as well as PAX Premier. Those are the next 2 games on my playlist. But from everything I've read about Moonrakers, it is highly rated as a very, very good deck builder, and it's more interactive. So if you're interested in this one, I'd check it out. And then the last thing they have here is something that I think, to me, if I had money to just not worry about, like if I could just spend money, this is something I think is so cool. It's something that's not needed, completely unnecessary, adds nothing to the value of the game, but it adds aesthetic, really nice piece that you can even leave out as a centerpiece on the table if you wanted to. It's the white oak or walnut flat board, or the area board. So you got your city and you got your regions here. Again, I don't know how many people are going to buy this. It's cool that they're offering it. They're partnering up with a lot of development companies to offer some different options, which I think is, again, cool. But again, unless I had some really good disposable income, in terms of me, I'm an investor, and so something like this just does not play well. But I think it is really nice. So that's the end. We're going to talk about stretch levels. We're not even going to make this stretch goal a level because like a timestamp, because it's going to be super small. This company does not believe in stretch goals. They didn't do it with Moonrakers. They're not doing it here. They just said, we made this game the way we made it because we think we made the best version of this game possible, and we're giving you everything up front. I respect that. I don't necessarily like that in Kickstarters, because Kickstarter, to me, the whole fun of it is the unlocking new things, seeing the next goal, where can we get? It's a marketing ploy. I understand it is, but it's still fun. And sometimes you do think that you are getting more value out of your game, out of that pledge level. Like, Come On Games, you back their standard game, and then for the next 20 days, you're seeing all this cool stuff get added to the game. Like, I was already in at the original base point, and you're giving me all this? Thank you. Like, that's what got me into Kickstarter. So to see this, we're saying, hey, no stretch goals, except for one, and this is from Quackalope. Basically, they're going to be adding a lore compendium. If you want to hear about it, like about the story that they're going to come up with, they have to come up with one. I don't know if they even have one at this time, but they'll come up with one in collaboration with Quackalope after $1 million. Will they hit $1 million? Well, right now they're at 457. They probably will get close. If not hit it, they'll probably get like 950. They'll get close. But I think it's an interesting idea. It's, again, doesn't add anything. You're going to get it as a PDF. You're not even getting it as a book. You can purchase the book later if you'd like. So let's go ahead and switch it back to me, and we'll finish this conversation. So would I recommend backing this game? Gameplay-wise, I think the game is fun. I think the game will be really interesting. I think that there's a lot of opportunity here to have a lot of fun with a larger group of people. But again, you need to make sure that you are accounting for how big your play group's going to be. If you are someone that can get a player group of 6 to 8 people, this game probably would be a great fit. But if you're a player group that's between 3 and 4, I would want to know more about the 3 to 4 level player size and what's optimal before I back this game. And if I were to back, I'm definitely not backing the 145 personally. I'm between the 85 and the 65. I recommend the 65 just because it's already expensive for what it is. But I think in terms of being smart with our investment, if we're going to invest in this product, if we're going to move into this product, I think the middle tier probably will give us the best, safest return for our budget, for our cost, and also get us for everything that we'd want from the Kickstarter exclusives. So probably the middle tier is the one I'd back. I would reluctantly do it because I think it's overpriced, but I think you're going to get a game that's going to have a very pretty box. It's going to look great on the game or on the wall. It's going to have pretty good quality components. The quality components in my Moonrakers game is off the charts. Other than the starships, the plastic miniatures starships were incredibly disappointing. I believe they're doing a different miniature sculpt type process for these miniatures. If these miniatures came out like those miniatures, there's no way in hell I'd want miniatures. I'd be fine with standees. So this is my review of Veiled Fate. What did you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys think of this video. If you are still here for the giveaway for Oathsworn and you need to leave a comment in the comment section down below, please leave one with the word fate somewhere in your comment. Please come up with something unique and fun. Have me, it makes it more fun for me when I have to read the comments and reply to them, to have something fun and interesting to reply to. So again, thank you all for watching. If you want to support the channel, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. It shows you that, hey, YouTube, this content's good and I want other people to enjoy this content. The more likes we get, the more views we can get and build this channel up. If you really want to support the channel, share us with your friends. Join the Discord, like us on Instagram, and I will talk to you all very soon.